Meeting of the Orion Township Zoning Board of Appeals scheduled for this date, June 12th at 7 p.m. Please call the roll.
Dan Durham.
Here.
Don Walker.
Here.
Mike Flood.
Here.
Diane Danask is here. Tony Kirby.
Here.
Almost present.
Thank you. Next up, we have a little bit longer than normal, but we have some minute from previous meetings situation going on. The first thing we have to adjust is the April 10th minutes that we, by mistake, approved at the last meeting. So if you would, if you back away your motion, I'll back away my support.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, I will gladly do that because we already approved them, so we approved them twice. So I withdraw my motion to approve the April 10th, 2023 meeting minutes due to the fact that they'd already been approved.
Thank you, and for the same reason, I will withdraw my support. Any discussion by the board? We have, the motion is withdrawn and the second is withdrawn. Do we need to vote on it?
Yes, I think we do.
Just all ayes, and, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it is withdrawn. Move to the next set is the meeting from April 24th, 2023, the ones that we should have approved the last time. Does anybody have any feelings on those?
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the April 24, 2023 meeting minutes with a revision that the Mr. be changed to Ms.
Support.
All right, we have a motion, we have support. The only thing I'll say is I know that change needs to be made, but I don't exactly remember where in the minutes it needs to happen. Guess we can work that out because it is something that needs to be done. Anything further from the board? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. They are presented. They are approved. Next, we will move to the meeting minutes from our last meeting, April 22nd, 2023.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the May 22nd, 23 meeting minutes as presented.
Support.
We have motion by Mr. Flood, supported by Mr. Kirby. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Those minutes are also approved. Tonight's agenda, does any of the board members have any concerns, questions before we get going with that?
No.
Seeing none.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the agenda as submitted.
Thank you, and I will support. Motion on the floor with the support. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're opposed? Hearing none, we're good to go. We will move to ZBA business, case AB 2023-13, Mike and Andrea Carr, 2438 Knotty Willow Lane, Sidwell 09-21-176-098. The applicant is seeking one variance from zoning ordinance 78, Article 27, Section 27.17B. Number one, a 10.38-foot wetland setback variance from the required 25 feet for an attached garage to be 14.62 feet from a wetland. Come up to the mic, please. Introduce yourself, whoever is going to present. Take your time. You're the only show on the road tonight.
Well, we have to leave by 10:30, so.
I have about 30 seconds of things to say, so hopefully that's So as Mr. Durham said,
Excuse me just a moment. Introduce yourself, please.
I am Cosmo Lombardo on behalf of, with Hamilton Homes on behalf of Mike and Andrea Carr.
Thank you.
Like you said, we are requesting about a 10.5-foot variance to the Orion Township 25-foot wetland setback due to the unique depth restrictive nature of this specific home site that comes from really a combination of both a water and sewer easement at the backside of the lot that about doubles what the rear setback would normally be, as well as a 25-foot wetland setback. So if you look on this, and I can't see it, but I highlighted the water and sewer easement, that's in orange, and I highlighted in yellow the 25-foot wetland setback. The water and sewer easement was granted by the landowner in 1983 I have construction plans for the water main dated 1983. Could have been 80, could have been 85, but in the 80s, the water and sewer easement was granted. And at that time, the 25-foot wetland setback did not exist. And so you see, he could have backed that easement up on the home, but he, of course, never knew that a wetland setback would be adopted in the future, which was eventually adopted in 2007. And so what we believe is unique about this home site is that the wetland setback itself does not create any issue, nor does the water and sewer easement create an issue. It's only the combination of both things that happened, 25 years apart from each other that creates a very depth restrictive nature of this home site that makes it challenging to construct. And so also, the stated intent of the Orion Township wetland setback, without quoting it, is essentially to preserve and protect the wetlands on the home site. If you figure, if you build a house 2 feet from a wetland, he's gonna mow it, whatever, it eventually goes away. But, so with our proposal, although we are encroaching of that 10 feet on the wetland setback, if you'll notice, and what did I highlight it in, David, is it blue? Yeah, there's actually, with our proposal, along that entire setback, we're creating a natural barrier there with a driveway curb and a retaining wall to match the grades, which we all know that eventually, even with those setbacks, people mow that, they kind of create it into their yard, but we're actually going to create a natural barrier where he will not create it into his yard because you can't get down there with a mower. So even though we aren't meeting the strict dimensional requirements of the zoning ordinance, I really believe that we are actually protecting and preserving the wetlands on the home site and meeting the intent of the zoning ordinance actually in a superior way than just meeting the 25-foot wetland setback.
Okay, are you going to be able to move that garage that far over and still keep it on dry ground?
Yes.
Okay, because that wetland looks like it's been there forever.
Yes, it has.
And it's probably not, I wonder, is it, either one of you been there today? I'm just curious what it looks like after an inch of rain.
It's still not even close to that corner.
Really? Okay. Just curious. Thank you. Board members.
Good question.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Flood?
yeah, I was out there looking at that too, and you can see how lack of rain, how far down that has gone from the water line. I was looking at all the other dimensions on the lot. They meet every other criteria in the ordinance. Front yard setback, the front yard is technically the lake side, they're 35 feet, side yards are 10, rear's 35, house mowing is 25, deck is 10. This is the only portion, is that corner of that one garage, if you went out and saw where that corner stake was, on that edge, the way they got to position that house on that property, because the gentleman was telling us about the water and sewer easement there. So I see where the practical difficulty comes in on this.
Is there water and sewer lines running through there now, or is it just an easement?
No, they exist.
That close to the lake, they ran sewer lines?
Yeah, water and sewer, right next to each other.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, they're connected to that existing, the first house that was built there at the cul-de-sac there. Yeah.
I would just be terrified that sewer would get loose that close to the lake. You'd never stop it if it did.
You know, here's something funny, where I live, there's a huge wetland on the corner, and the water and sewer line run through the wetland. And in fact, they had to put a dry, because they had
Are we done?
for that, big subdivision there. Yeah, it's a wonder how they all do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to go to an awful lot of work there to turn and place things the way that you have got them proposed. So I guess I will be anxious to see how your vision shakes out if you're successful this evening. Because looking at that lot, looking at your stakes, which helped, by the way, a lot of times we just look at a blank lot and we have to try to put it together in our own mind where things are gonna be, but staking it out did help. Just like these guys are really going to a lot of work. Is there only gonna be those 3 houses as far as you know? There's one up, one going up?
There's 4. One's already existing, and then the one dead center in the cul-de-sac, the one's being built, way out of the ground, and then ours, that's it. Not even a little cool.
Thank you.
It's pretty well built out then. Because you butt up right now, to the north would be the east, or the,
They own all the way up there.
Walker, anything?
You have any thoughts, Mr. Goodlow?
I think I concur with, Dan. I mean, it's a irregular site, with the easement in the back with water and sewer. I really like the, proposed break between the wetland and the lot itself for purposes of, maintaining it and not encroaching on it. That's the spirit of the ordinance, is to protect that area. I think they're kind of doing that here, so yeah, no further comments.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I did see in our information that the fire marshal has looked at this and is fine with it. He doesn't have any concerns, which is always helpful. Mr. Naskis, anything?
No questions, thank you.
Do we have anybody in the audience that came to speak to this matter tonight? Seeing none. Well, if we don't have any questions and there's nobody to ask us any, if any of the board members are so inclined, we can stand for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Flood?
in the matter of ZBA case AB 2023-13, Mike and Andrea Carr, 2438 Knotty Willow Lane, Sidwell number 09-21-176-098, I would move that the petitioner request for one variance from zoning ordinance number 78, Article 27, Section 27.17B, a 10.38-foot wetland setback variance from the required 25-foot for an attached garage to be 14.62 feet from a wetland be granted for plans date stamp May 5th, 2023, and that the applicant address the fire marshal's question. Access from Knotty Willow to the applicant's home is via a driveway. Because the applicant did demonstrate that the following standards for variances have been met in this case, and they set forth facts, which show that in this case, petitioner does show the following practical difficulty. One, due to the uniqueness of this lake lot, because of the easement with the water and sewer running through part of the property, and that was put in back in the 1980s. And then subsequently, the wetland ordinance came in 25 years later, in the setback in the rear, are the practical difficulties in this case. The following are exceptional or extraordinary circumstances or conditions applicable to the property involved that do not generally apply to other properties in the same district or zone. As I just previously stated, the easements and the ordinance in trying to put this, this property is buildable. The variance is necessary for the preservation and enjoyment of substantial property right possessed by other property in the same zone or district based on the following findings of fact. Currently, there are 3 other homes built in the same vicinity, and the lake lots are sometimes, because they're not exactly rectangle in shape. The granting of the variance or modification will not be material detrimental to the public welfare or material interest to the property or to improvements in such zone or district in which the property is located based on the following findings of fact. The improvement on this property will increase the property values in that location. Further, based on the following findings of fact, the granting of this variance would not impair an adequate supply of light and air to adjacent property due to they meet all the other setback requirements that are required to place a home on this property. It will not immediately increase congestion in public streets. It's on private land. It's on a private road. It will not increase the danger of fire and danger to public safety. Our fire marshal has already expressed he has no concerns with this. It will not reasonably diminish or impair established property values of surrounding areas. As I stated previously, it will increase the property values in that area. Or in any other respect, impair the public health, safety, comfort, morals, or welfare of the inhabitants of the Township of Orient.
Support.
Further discussion by the board? Seeing none, we have a motion by Mr. Flood, a support by Mr. Kirby. Please call the roll.
Diane Danaskas, yes. Tony Kirby?
Yes.
Don Walker?
Yes.
Mike Flood?
Yes.
Dan Durham?
Yes, motion passes. You're on your way.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Next, we have public comment. If anybody came to speak to anything in general, now's the time. Seeing none? Do we have any communications? Multiple board members?
Only have a food truck,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
that's invited to the public for that.
okay. I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw it. Oh, okay.
On that subject, I don't know who invites the food trucks here, but has anybody tried the food truck on 24 by Folgers?
No, it seems.
Oh, that is an absolutely wonderful,
Unbelievable.
yes.
What kind of food?
Mexican,
Yeah, tacos.
Mexican food, oh.
yeah,
I've had their tacos and burritos, those are phenomenal.
they are superb,
Yes.
Are you part owner of it?
just 20%. No, none whatsoever. But you can't, there's always a line there, always a line.
It's good to hear that. There's,
And they take credit cards of all ungodly things.
They do.
That's,
They are the best tacos that I've had in Michigan.
wow.
And they compare it to the tacos I used to eat when I lived in Arizona.
wow.
Get them from the source.
Yeah.
Are we at 23, Jocelyn, here?
Yes.
So the circular states for the Friday, the 16th of June, and Friday, the 14th of July, there will be food trucks here from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., apparently at this location.
Yep.
So as Ms. Flood said, that is an invitation to the public, anybody in the area. We have any open committees, any committee reports or anything?
Not that I have.
Any library news?
Since you asked, we had another successful book sale. We didn't knock it out of the park, but we hit a double, so that's always good.
Good.
And we had the summer kickoff, reading kickoff for the kids with free popsicles on Saturday. That was extremely well attended.
Oh, good. Good, reading real books that sit on shelves is something that's kind of slipping away from people now with the electronic readers and
Truly is.
internet and everything. I know I'm not as good about it as I used to be. Member comments, we have any comment up and down the line here, anything?
I see we have 5 cases, next one, so we will make up for this evening.
I guess.
Save our energy for the next one.
Yes, but no cases in July as of yet.
That's right.
Keep our fingers crossed.
We can only hope. I don't have anything. If we have nothing additional, Mr. Goodlow, anything?
One more thing,
Please.
go Nuggets.
Oh,
Move to adjourn on that.
Support. Motion to adjourn and a support. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're done. Thank you.
that was a good one, Don.
Because they've never won, because they've never won.